Welcome back to Hardware Unboxed. A couple of weeks ago, you might have seen my recommendations for the best 5 gaming laptops you can get right now. Well, in today's video, we'll be covering the best laptops in general, not just for gaming, across 5 key categories. If you're thinking of buying a portable, productivity-oriented device, a beast for gaming, or even something on the cheaper end of the scale, this video will have you covered. Let's get right into the picks with the category of laptops I personally use the most, the ultra portables. This is a category that's really tricky to pick a winner in because there are so many high quality ultra portable laptops on the market today. Every company from Dell to Asus to Lenovo to HP and more all have a fantastic top-end laptop option. And to be honest, for the most part, you can't go wrong with many of these flagship models. However, when dialing down into the specs, features and performance, the standout option in my opinion is the Asus ZenBook 13 UX331UN. In the past, I've been a huge fan of the Dell XPS 13, Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon, and Razer Blade Stealth, and all 3 of these options came into serious consideration for this category. But the Asus ZenBook 13 offers something the other laptops do not, a proper discrete GPU. It may not be a powerful GPU capable of hardcore gaming, but the NVIDIA GeForce MX150 included in this laptop is much faster than Intel's integrated graphics, even though it's only the slower 1D12 variant of this GPU. As for the CPU, well, we'd only recommend something with at least a quad core in 2018, and in the case of most high-end ultra portables, that's Intel's 8th generation Kaby Lake refresh line. The ZenBook 13 is equipped with either the Core i5-8250U or the Core i7-8550U depending on the price, along with RAM and storage options that start at 8GB and 256GB respectively. These are standard specs for a high-end laptop and really would expect nothing less for this category. Other than that, you get a 13.3-inch 1080p touchscreen, which we prefer over higher resolution options for the extra battery life it provides. Speaking of battery, the included 50 watt-hour battery isn't the largest we've seen, but reputable reviews suggest it's on par with the other laptops we consider for this category, namely the XPS 13 9370 and the ThinkPad X1 Carbon 6th generation. We'd never settle for short battery life, and that's not something you have to worry about with the ZenBook 13. While a really solid choice, and I particularly love the discrete GPU, the ZenBook 13 isn't perfect. It's missing Thunderbolt 3 connectivity, and the keyboard isn't as good as what you get with something like a ThinkPad. With that said, it offers a highly competitive set of hardware starting at $1,000. In fact, it's cheaper than similarly configured options from Dell and Lenovo's high-end ultra portable lines. Factor in the attractive value proposition, and UX331UN is a really great choice. Our pick for the best convertible laptop almost made it into the list as best ultra portable overall. However, with a starting price of nearly $2,000 for a suitable configuration, it's probably not the most affordable option for everyone. However, the 13-inch Microsoft Surface Book 2 does provide an extremely compelling feature set, including the best hardware you can get in a 13-inch form factor, combined with a screen that detaches from the base for those times you need a portable tablet. When you choose the Core i7 model, you get Intel's top-end Kaby Lake refresh CPU, the Core i7-8650U, but on top of that, you also get an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 discrete GPU, which is much more powerful than the MX150 we typically see in these sorts of devices. And that extra power does help to drive the gorgeous high-resolution 3000 by 2000 13.5-inch LCD, which features a 3:2 aspect ratio that's awesome for productivity apps. The list of features doesn't stop there. The touchscreen display sports the best active stylus in the business, the Surface Pen, which admittedly is a $100 extra, but it's definitely worth it for those that like to annotate and draw. The magnesium chassis is one of the best you can get on any laptop, and it now includes USB-C, although there is no Thunderbolt 3 support. The battery life is also quite good for a laptop that's so powerful. Our favorite configuration of the Surface Book 2 would be the 13-inch model at $2,500, which provides the Core i7, GTX 1050, 16GB of RAM, and 512GB SSD. It is a very expensive laptop. There are definitely cheaper convertible laptops going around, but you won't find anything as powerful. In fact, the race really isn't that close in my opinion. The Surface Book 2 is what you buy when you want the best. It was only a few months ago that Intel released their new lineup of 6-core Coffee Lake processors for laptops. So far, most of these CPUs have ended up in gaming laptops, but sometimes you might be after a more professional, portable, productivity-oriented device that's not as expensive but still provides high-performance hardware. Ticking all those boxes is the Dell XPS 15 9570, which is our current choice for those that need productivity power on the go. The Dell XPS 15 has been a favorite of ours for some time now, but the new 9570 model provides such a great combination of performance, portability, and price. For $1,700 or so, you get a 6-core Intel Core i7 8750H CPU, 16GB of RAM, a 512GB SSD, and a 15.6-inch 1080p display with super slim bezels, and of course an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti discrete GPU, plus a huge 97Wh battery and Thunderbolt 3 connectivity. Now, this isn't the cheapest laptop to include this sort of hardware. You can quite easily find a chunky gaming laptop for around $1,200 like the Asus ROG Strix Scar that will satisfy your hardware craving. But the key thing about the XPS 15 is its portability and battery life. The overall laptop footprint is smaller due to slimmer bezels, it's more than a kilogram lighter, and we're looking at a thickness of more like 15mm rather than 24mm, all while providing a battery that's more than 50% larger and lasts, of course, considerably longer. Now, there are slim and light gaming laptops out there like the MSI GS65 and Gigabyte Aero 15, both of which provide an equivalent CPU and faster GPU. But even though these are slim and light gaming machines, the Dell XPS 15 is still more portable and several $100s cheaper while preserving key productivity-oriented features. Sure, the discrete GPU is just a GTX 1050 Ti rather than a GTX 1060 like you'll get with a decent portable gaming laptop, but the 1050 Ti will be more than enough for tasks like video editing, code compiling, simulations, and so forth. Plus, if you want to do more than just occasional gaming, a gaming laptop might be a better option for you anyway. I've recommended this laptop before and I'll recommend it again because it provides such great value for money. If you're after a sub $1,000 laptop and just want the best hardware you can get, look no further than the Acer Aspire E15, which retails for around $600. A lot of the hardware this laptop provides you'll also find in top-end devices, yet you're saving upwards of $400 to $500, and that's no small amount for a budget shopper. The Aspire E15 really has everything you'll want from a hardware perspective. The CPU is Intel's quad-core Core i5 8250U, and that's combined with an NVIDIA GeForce MX150 discrete GPU. Yep, you're getting a discrete GPU and a CPU that's pretty powerful in this $600 laptop. But there's more. You also get 8GB of RAM, a 256GB SSD, which are both great inclusions in an entry-level product. We wouldn't recommend buying a laptop with no SSD and with less than 8GB of RAM, but this Acer machine includes both. The display is a fairly basic 15.6-inch 1080p LCD, and the battery life from all reports is decent but not outstanding. The key thing you don't get with this budget laptop that you do get with the more expensive ULTRAPORTABLEs we mentioned earlier is a fancy design. The Aspire E15 has a basic chassis that lacks the slimness, lightness, and metal chassis of the best laptops. At 2.4 kilograms heavy, it's not the most portable 15-inch laptop going around, but what this thing lacks in design and build, it makes up for in performance. Amazingly though, the Aspire E15 does include a USB-C port, though it is limited to just USB 3.1 Gen 1 speeds, and there is also an 802.11ac Wi-Fi solution with MU MIMO support. There's even a DVD drive, something you don't often see in laptops these days. It's not the absolute cheapest laptop on the market. You can still get Atom-powered Windows devices and, of course, Chromebooks for less, but the combination of hardware and value makes the Aspire E15 incredibly hard to pass up. If you saw my video on the best gaming laptops, this section on the best gaming laptop will probably sound a bit familiar. There are lots of different categories of gaming laptops to choose from, but our favorite is the portable yet powerful gaming machine, and there's no better option right now than the MSI GS65 Stealth Thin. We were always a fan of MSI's previous thin gaming laptop in the GS63, but the GS65 is an improvement in every way. It has a new Intel Core i7 8750H CPU, plus slimmer bezels surrounding a faster 144Hz 1080p display, which helps shrink the entire footprint of the laptop. It's still very thin and light for this class of device, and the new design with gold highlights looks even better than ever. As for gaming performance, the GTX 65 comes with two GPU options, a GTX 1060 or a GTX 1070 Max-Q. Either option is a sound choice at their respective price points, though the GTX 1070 Max-Q model is better suited to gaming on the 1080p high refresh display and gives you more power in the same form factor. Other features like 16GB of RAM and a 512GB SSD are standard for this laptop and its competitors. We opted for the GS65 over competing laptops from Gigabyte and Asus for a couple of reasons. The GS65 is quieter than the similar Gigabyte Aero 15X during gaming, and the build quality is superior, with both laptops coming in around the same price. It was a tough choice between the GS65 and Asus ROG Zephyrus M GM501. The Zephyrus is more powerful with a full GTX 1070 inside rather than the Max-Q variant, but it's also louder, hotter, and more expensive as a result. The GS65 has a larger battery and that lasts longer too, and that's important for a portable gaming laptop. Either the GS65 or the Zephyrus would be our pick depending on what you're after, but if we had to choose just one, the more well-rounded GS65 gets our vote in this category. And that's it for this look at the best laptops. If you have any other great picks, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can chat to us directly in our exclusive Discord channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.